Hey guys, it's Joette with BalloonCoach.com. And as we record, it is April of 2025. And I am so excited to talk to you about our summer retreats. This is something I've been wanting to do for over 15 years, is have small group retreats in beautiful locations to talk about business, build their relationships, and work and collaborate together. So, after many years of doing Balloon Boss Summit, which is a large event for over 100 delegates, plus the instructors and everybody that was with it, it was about 150 people I was managing. And so, we're going smaller this year. So, for 2025 to thrive in 2025, you are invited to join us to take time away from working in your balloon business to work on your business at a couple of hands-on training opportunities. So you can find out more details at BalloonCoach.com and click on hands-on training because we've got classes, retreats, and meetups all happening in June. So again, I want you to take time away from working in your business to relax, recharge, collaborate, and create blogs, emails, newsletters, social media posts, all those things that we often put off to the side, we'll be able to collaborate and do together. You'll increase your confidence and your sales conversation, and you'll increase your professional network to help you take the next step. So we're going to talk about Waco, Texas with Dream Big Balloons Waco. And so, Sheena, what I want you to do is I'm going to stop my share for a second and let you introduce yourself. Tell us who you are and how long you've been working in balloons, and tell us about the beautiful backdrop behind you.
Okay. Hi, y'all. My name is Sheena Olenek, and I own Dream Big Balloons Waco in China Spring, Texas. And this is my little helper, Braxton. He just had to come sit in my lap. Um, yeah, I'm going to be hosting the retreat at my farm, I guess, this summer, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And Joette's going to go over some more stuff about another location we're going to be at this summer. But I was going to show you what's behind me. Let me show you. Hold on. Okay. So I made this with so the other day I posted something. This is my balloon barn. I just moved in it like 2 weeks ago. I've been out of my house for like 2.5 years, and I totally grew out of my house. And Tabitha has been talking to me 'cause she has a similar story of how she was in her house and she outgrew her house and then she moved to a barn. And so we're both in barns. So I had made this display with this, that's actually a white wall behind the eggs. And I just did purple. And so today I added the other pastels, and that white or that egg wall I made, or my assistant made last year. And I just you glued the whole wall to my actual arch. But these cute little bunnies are from the Dollar Tree. They were $5. I had a pink one, but it exploded today. But yeah, so I just made that for something fun, and to stage a little picture in my barn. And whenever we can during this, I'll give you a quick tour of my barn also.
Awesome. So, Sheena, how long have you been working with balloons? What year did you get started?
I started like 2.5 years ago. So what, I don't even know when that was.
So, like 23?
Yes.
Okay. And what do you like most about working with balloons?
I love that every time I do something, I get to bring a smile to someone and like bring joy because it's always happy. Like, no matter what, you can't be sad with balloons. So it's fun to create things. It's fun to push my limits of what I think I can do. And it's fun to just deliver something that's fun and special and over the top, to all my clients.
Oh, that is a great way to describe your work, over the top. You always do a wonderful job. And I love seeing a lot of the customized things that you've done for folks over the years.
Thank
Um,
you.
what is your why for having a balloon company? Why did you decide, out of all the things, because I know you're a busy lady, what made you decide to actually open up a balloon business?
Well, so when my son turned 2, I did balloons for his birthday, and it took me 8 hours. And I was like, oh, that was fun and stressful. Let's do it again. So then I just kept doing it. And then I realized it's really relaxing and therapeutic. And some people know, I know Joette and Tabitha, y'all know, but 4 years ago, my dad was murdered. We own rent property, and one of our tenants killed my dad with a sawed off shotgun. And so this is like my therapy is doing balloons. And then whenever I get to give them to people and then give them a smile, it just makes me feel better about everything. And so it really is therapeutic. And the ladies who work for me, they're like, "Oh, it's so therapeutic inflating balloons." And I was like, "I thought that was just me, but it is for a lot of people."
Oh my goodness. I appreciate you sharing your story with us because so many times people looking from the outside will think, oh, this person has a perfect life and no problems. And to be able to talk about how you overcame I can't say the word, something bad in your life, and then being able to use balloons as therapy. And I've learned from many people over the years that a lot of times balloons is their therapy, either away from a full-time job that they don't enjoy or from some kind of
Mhm.
other experience that happened with them. And that just that creating something and then being able to see other people smile is therapeutic for folks. So I'm so glad that you found that outlet. And
Thank
one
you.
of the things that I really love about you is that instead of just doing balloons on your own and trusting everything to YouTube University, you actually invested in training. Because I met you
Yes.
early on in your career, and I know you've not invested just in me, but in going to other trainings also.
Mhm.
What do you think is one of the things that helped you the most about going to live trainings or being a part of Balloon Boss Mastermind to help you in growing your company and taking the steps you've done so quickly?
Well, I'll say my first like big out of town training was the Glow Retreat with Sarah Meyer, and I talked to some ladies there, and I'm like, I'm thinking about going to Summit, and some people were like, well, you're a little new, so maybe wait a year. But I didn't. I went anyway, and I went there, and I totally leveled up my business that week. I learned new things. I met so many people who I still talk to today, and it's like anytime I have a question, I can ask and like you get to talk to people who are $1 million balloon people. And at that time, I was doing like 26,000 a year. So I was like, how would I ever get to that? So, but you get to meet everybody and learn techniques, and not just techniques, you learn about your business. So I got to learn about 17 hats and let Nicole help. And I just learned so many things. And then I went to Summit again, and then guess what? My business leveled up again. It's literally every time I go, something big happens in my business, and my sales increase dramatically.
I love it. And here's the thing I always talk to people about is like it's great that people go to training and go to multiple trainings, but the issue is if you don't take action on what you learn, nothing new is going to happen. What do you think is something about you that helps you in taking action rather than just sitting back and just, meeting new friends and then just like, oh, well, we'll just keep it the same? Have you always had this drive or is there something special about balloons that help you keep building?
No. I have not had this drive, and I'm not even a creative person. I didn't think I was. Um, I'm not artistic, nothing. But then whenever I um, got into the world of balloons, everything changed, and then I saw things about me that I didn't know. But yeah, I went to Summit. I took notes. I started taking action while I was there, not just whenever I got home. And I still pull out my book and go over things and try to still work on some of the notes of things that I wanted to do whenever I learned them at Summit.
That is awesome. So here's the thing, guys. With Sheena, people love following her work. They love seeing her family, and she lives on this beautiful farm. And one of my things for retreat is I wanted it to focus around water and nature. So we get the best of both worlds in Waco. So what we'll do is our first day will be on the farm with Sheena. And then day 2 and 3, her wonderful mother is opening up her home for us where she entertains a lot and has a beautiful lake view. And I'll show you guys slides of that in just a minute. So what's really cool is again, I want you guys to be able to unplug from your business and plug in with people who are inspired, who take action and can collaborate with you to help you with your marketing. So Sheena, if you want to show us around real quick, and then I will put on our slideshow.
Okay, let me figure out how to flip this around.
That's
Okay,
awesome.
so this is my barn. It is a work in progress. I still have scaffolding in here because we're not completely done. So whenever you walk in, I have like these doors to the other part of the barn, which my husband thinks is his, but it's about to be taken over because I've literally already outgrown this. So I have an upstairs. I'll show you all that in a minute. And we have some balloon colors on the wall. I have a huge, like 7x3 turquoise island on wheels being made for our workstation. And then I do have
Cool.
air because I know it's going to be hot during the summer and just some more stuff. We're still working on. Literally it is not clean. And I have like a flower section because I'm doing a lot of fake floral now. I do a lot of real floral, but I'm also adding fake floral. I have marquees. I'll take you upstairs real quick.
So, and I love this. So, guys, again, this is a new space for Sheena. Like many of you, she worked out of her home and outgrew that space. And so they've converted part of the barn for her. And I love this. So, you've got the upstairs
Yes.
area.
And then I'm storing some backdrops up here, and I have all the number marquees and some fringe, and then foils up here. And these balloons I used for my church, and someone wanted them, and I'm going to save them to until the end of May and give them to someone because I mean they're going to be good. They last forever. So
I love
yes, that is my barn, and by the time y'all get here, it'll be clean. I won't have scaffolding, hopefully. Um, but yeah, whenever y'all come, we have cows. We just got 7. Here, let me flip around so y'all can see me. Um, we just got 7 chickens and 3 ducks this week. And you'll know their names because they're all named Rosie, all 10 of them. My son named them all Rosie. So we'll have the ducks and the chickens and the cows. So it'll be fun. Oh,
I
and
love
my
it.
son said, and our dog.
And the dog. I love it. So I've got some pictures here on the slides. Hay bales, total country with the farm. And then, like I said, day 2 and day 3, we'll have this beautiful inspirational lake view thanks to her mom. And I'm super stoked about this because some of you might not know my background is I have a degree in recreation and leisure studies. And so I used to do outdoor education and training with corporate groups and school groups to work on overcoming our fears, teamwork, and also working on stress management. So, again, there's a lot of stuff that goes behind the scenes when I plan something like this, and just knowing that being in a setting where you can see water and where you can see animals and you can see trees, that all will help us in reducing our stress level and help us focus in on the things that we need to do that week. So, Sheena, again, thank you so much to you and your mom for opening up your spaces for us to have this amazing experience in Texas.
You're,
So,
you're welcome. Can I show you the outside of my barn real quick?
yes, I'll stop my
Okay, I
share.
can't. Okay. Let me flip the thing around. Can you see me at all?
Yes,
Or
I
is
can
it
see
frozen?
behind you. Yep, I see
Okay.
behind you.
Okay, I cannot see anything on mine. So are you looking at me or?
I see you.
Okay, let me flip this around. Can you see the barn?
Yep.
Okay, so this is our barn where everything happens. And hopefully one day I'll be taking over those bays. So right now I just have this section over here. And so yeah, and there's where the cows are and you'll get to see all this stuff and it's really fun and peaceful out here and it's really peaceful at the lake too. So it's going to be fun and relaxing and we're going to learn a lot and network a lot. So I can't wait. I just can't wait.
Awesome. So, one of the things you want to make sure to do is bring your laptop with you because every day we will be working on our computers. One of the things that people always have loved about Summit and other classes I've done is when they can work on a computer next to somebody to get things done. And with the way AI is now and the updates with Canva, we're going to be able to put out all the rest of our marketing for the end of 2025. So that's why I'm calling it the Thrive in 2025 retreats. So the next thing that I want to introduce you to, and thank you, Sheena, for showing us the tour, is Tabitha Miller. For those of you who have not met her yet, she is the Energizer Bunny. And she came into my life several years ago. We met at a face painting convention I was teaching at. She then became an award winner to come to Balloon Boss Summit. And we have just really built a great relationship over the years as I've seen her business grow and I've had opportunities to go to Louisiana and see her business from where she used to be to where she is now. So, what I'm going to do, Tabitha, is I want you to share a little bit about your story. Tell us name of your company and when you started in the balloon business.
Hey, I'm Tabitha Miller from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and near Baton Rouge. And my company is Animated Art Balloons. I began as a face painter because I love to spread joy. I went to college for instrumentation, so I do electrical and instrumentation, found face painting, fell in love, and I found balloon twisting, and then balloon decor when World Balloon came to New Orleans in 2016. and decided that I wanted to do big projects. So instead of going to my birthday following, I went to car dealerships and wanted to do big things. So we had a really fast start, kind of like Sheena. And then I came to Summit after I met Joette at that face painting convention. And I had my hand raised the whole time. I needed to learn everything she offered. And like when I went to Summit, my CRM was my 5 subject notebook. And so she had a CRM guy there, a website guy, and I just grew really fast. And so the next year I came back to Summit and some ladies were going to eat lunch. And I was like, hi, you don't know me, but y'all are going to eat? I'd like to come with you. And so it happened to be Diana in Holland. And they were asking about my business. And I was like, I'm doing great. I'm building so much out of my garage. It's always in my house. And they were kind of rough on me and they were like, that's not fair to your family. You need a space of your own because if your family can't get to, their space. And so I was like, well, my husband's been looking at this space in Walker, but it's like 30 minutes away from my target market. And they had a really hard conversation with me and they were like, well, would that make him happy? Would it make your kids happy? I was like, oh, absolutely. They would love it. And they're like, well, you need to pray about it and go home and talk to him. And so that was in November of 2020. And then I think in December, we listed our house, and our house wasn't on the market 2 days. And we closed on that house and this house. And we moved our entire family to 10 acres. And January 15th, we closed on this house. And then from January to like March, April, we worked on the shop. Now we have a 40-foot by 60-foot shop where my employees can come. It's far away from our home. And we were able to really grow. My income must have doubled or tripled. The sales was insane. And then I continued to go back to Summit to learn more. And we have just been grateful and growing ever since. And so I'm super excited to see you guys in Waco with Sheena. I'm so thrilled. I call her a lot and I'm like, hey, show me your barn. How's everything going? Because I absolutely remember building the walls, putting in the MODAD, bringing in the air condition, learning how to sheetrock and run the electrical. So it's just really an exciting time. And we hope that you guys join us. We hope that we can encourage you that it, whatever growth that you desire is absolutely possible.
I love that because as I told you guys at the beginning, Tabitha is like the Energizer Bunny, and when she learns things, she takes action on them. And so, what I'm excited about is if for some reason you're not able to join us in Waco, Texas, you also have the opportunity to be with Tabitha and I in Otter Rock, Oregon. So, that first retreat will be on June 17th through the 19th. And it is on the coast of Oregon, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Again, loving to go with those beautiful water views. And the thing that is helping with Tabitha being a facilitator at both of these events for me is our friends at Betallic, and some of you know them as Text USA. And so if you're ready to take some time away to work on your business in one of these beautiful places, or both, you can be like Tabitha and come to both, please feel free to do that so that you can ask the questions in a small group and get your questions answered, collaborate on that marketing projects that we often put off, and then use the collective energy at the events. So in Waco, from both Sheena and Tabitha to take action. And again, you might not want to do a home-based business and have a barn or a property on your space. You may want to have a retail location or a warehouse, or you might want to stay home based, but just be able to do things in a more efficient manner or to grow your sales. So whatever your personal goals are, that's what retreat is about, is to help you have that time away from your business to focus in on the things that you love. So I want to show you guys real quick these beautiful locations that we're going to be at. So what we're going to do is go from the coast, like I said, in Oregon, at sunset there. The inn that's there, there's a lot of different buildings, so you can have a forest view or an ocean view. And then the thing about the events, no matter what you come to, is we're talking about having courage and about increasing your confidence. And I'm not going to read this whole letter to you, but the bottom line is from one of our folks, Erica. She talked about by interacting with other balloon professionals, what she gained the most was the courage to create something new, the courage to ask for more, the courage to try, even if she could fail, the courage to let go of perfectionism, the courage to grow into a balloon boss, and finally the courage to share. And she had installed one of her biggest events ever, and she shared that letter with me about how she did not realize how much of a difference it was by being in a room with like-minded professionals and being able to take those next steps in their business. This is a picture of the pool that we've got at Otter Rock and another one of sunset. So if you choose to come to our Oregon retreat, we'll be staying at the inn at Otter Crest. If you choose to come with us in Waco, you'll be able to make your arrangements at either an Airbnb or there's an RV park and cabins down the road from where we'll be at with Sheena's mom on day 2 and day 3. And then the last thing I want to throw out for you guys before I open it up for Q&A is just to let you guys know this summer, this is me starting in Lakeland, Florida down here, going up to Atlanta, Louisville, and Schaumburg, Illinois to do classes. So I do have 1-day classes if you're not available to meet us this summer at the retreat. And then these green dots are meetups with balloon professionals. And then on June 16th, Tabitha and I will be teaching another one of my classes where we're doing the balloon drops, pop drops, ceiling decor, and foil decor. That's the same curriculum at all of our class stops. And then my last class will be in LA after our Oregon retreat, and then we'll head on over and end up in Waco. So Waco will be my final project of the summer, the 28th and 30th of June. So again, I just want to make sure for those people watching, they're like, oh, we can't make it to retreat. There's some other options for you to meet up with us this summer. So all of these details again are at BalloonCoach.com, and you just go on and look at hands-on training and grab your ticket. So I'm going to pull up that website so you guys can see it. And then this is a time for the live to go ahead and ask questions that you may have. So go ahead and ask the chat, or feel free to open up your mic to ask us anything about Waco, Oregon, or any of the other summer tour stops. And again, on my website, you can see here, it says hands-on training. You just click on that. If you're a Balloon Boss Mastermind member, click on the wording up here because you get special discounts. And because you're watching this video, I will give you guys other discount coupons too if you're not a part of Mastermind yet. Or you can always join Mastermind first. And then it's our online program where we have weekly live training and interaction. And so you can go ahead and have that community now and then join us at one of the retreats. Or like I said, as a thank you for being on the videos, I can give you a coupon code if you're ready to sign up tonight. So let's see, what questions do we have? All right, Tiffany says she can't wait to meet Sheena and hang out with Tabitha. And so I'm super glad that she's got her ticket already for Waco and set to go. All right. So don't be shy, guys. If you have a question, ask it. For those of you watching this as a replay, you can email me, joette@ballooncoach.com, or also on the website, on the very home page, there's a place that you can set up a 10-minute conversation with me where we can meet on Zoom or by phone to answer any questions you have for it. Oh, and Tiffany said she found herself an Airbnb for $100 per night. That's awesome deal. I love it. I'm not seeing questions currently, so I want to go ahead and shout out Tabitha. Is there anything else you'd like to say as an encouragement for people to coming to the retreat? Like, what do you think would be powerful for them, or what would be a good reason for them to come to the retreat?
For me, it's time away from your business to do the things you need to do in your business. So we are all, I think Tamika's in there working, we're all really busy. And so when you're at work, it's really difficult to get the things done that you need to have done. I've had this sticky note on my desk for like a week to add a piece of inventory to our system, and I haven't because I'm working in my business. And so when you remove yourself from that environment and you put yourself in an environment with other balloon professionals that are making goals and making action plans, you can reflect on yourself and you have the time to say, okay, what is it the things that I really need to do? Or you can just say, I don't know what I need to do, but there's people around you to bounce ideas off of. and to guide you to where you need to be to answer your questions. And that was the biggest thing for me. I didn't know how to run a business. I didn't know what steps to take to get the outcome I wanted. I just knew that I really enjoyed spreading joy. So how do you have employees? What does payroll look like? It's just it's that time to work on your business. Plus, we're doing hands-on skills, so that's going to be amazing. And then I know that Sheena has some really precious places to have some photo ops to get some updated photos. And really, it's just that time to be around other balloon artists that are like-minded and help you make a game plan. We're going to meet in June. And so that you still have 6 months of the year. You have 6 months to set goals. And you don't have to set you can have quarterly goals. You can say, okay, by the end of the year, I want to look like this, or I want to have this thing done. And then you can have somebody there with you, especially Joette. She's great at this because I'll have like 900 things. And I was like, okay, I need to do them all right now. And she's like, okay, let's pick out 2 to 3 of the biggest ones and let's focus on that. Write down everything, but let's just focus on what you can do. And to have somebody guide you like that is really amazing as far as your journey for business and your journey for growth.
Awesome. Thank you, Tabitha. The bottom line is so many times we will go through life willy-nilly. We'll have these big ideas in our head and we'll have things that we want to do, but we'll make excuses to not complete the things that really make a difference. And what I find is so many times in today's world, people think, oh, if I just put something on social media, if I just have a website, then business is just going to come to me. And yes, there are some people who look out and get a lot of great business from that. But there's a ton of other things that we can do in our business where if we work together for these 3 days, put it all down on paper, we now can send out the blogs on our website that help with our search engine for people to find us. And so we're going to talk about who your target audience is and how to attract it. We're going to give you those materials to make your blog, to have the emails that sometimes are hard to put out there, and then to also help you with that sales conversation of taking that lead and then turning them into a customer and how to overcome those price objections. I've got a workbook put together for you guys that will be some stuff that I know everybody uses and says to overcome price objections, but we'll also work on that together while we're there. And we'll find the areas where you're feeling a little bit stuck. And when we're having our downtime in the evenings and just hanging out and enjoying time together, that's the time to bring up those other conversations that may not happen during our classroom time. And that's where I feel that the biggest changes often happen is because we find our people, we find a person that is similar to us or that our personalities just mesh. So we'll make a great support system for each other afterwards. So what I want to do is go ahead and wrap things up with just a reminder to go to BalloonCoach.com, click on hands-on training, and pick a location to come see us this summer. If you have questions, email me, Joette@BalloonCoach.com. And if for some reason you're a person who can't come to an in-person training, join us in Mastermind. Check out my live in-person training that we have ongoing to help support you and help you take that next step and feel that sense of community and know that you're not alone. So whether you can meet me on the road or you can meet me online, I want to help you take the next step in growing your business because there is nothing more exciting for me than waking up in the morning and hearing from Tabitha, hearing from Sheena, and the thousands of other people that I've worked with over the last 11 years and see them take those next step in their business of bringing joy to the world and then putting money in their pockets and supporting themselves in a whole new way that brings them joy versus working for somebody else. So the retreats are beautiful, Barbara says. Thank you. I'm super excited about both locations. They're going to be amazing. So I'm going to turn things off. Sheena, thank you for being on today. Tabitha, thank you. I'm going to turn off the recording so that the people who are on live can ask me anything about the retreats or anything about business. And so for those of you who've never experienced this with me in my Balloon Boss Mastermind program and any of my other lives I do, at the end, I turn off the recording so people who didn't feel quite comfortable asking those questions while being recorded can step up and ask the questions. So here we go. Have an amazing day, and I hope to see you this summer. Go to BalloonCoach.com, click on hands-on, and grab a seat at one of our classes or retreats.